So we're currently heading into the busiest time of the year for e-commerce, which is where fortunes are made for many Amazon sellers, which is Q4, and this is between October to December. Now, as an Amazon seller, there's a lot of things that you need to prepare for so that you can maximize your sales and revenue and profits during this time of the year. With the festive season holidays and end of year sales, Q4 is a golden opportunity for Amazon sellers as shoppers are out in full force with their wallets ready. But here's the thing, there's a big difference between those who really do well and see a huge difference in their sales and profits, and those that see little increases and miss this goldmine of an opportunity. There's a ton more traffic, there's more competition, there's more Amazon sellers willing to spend more money on their advertising so that they can make the most out of the peak season. And that's why in today's video, I'll be going over what you can do to prepare for the peak season and how you can be most effective with your PPC and your sales strategy leading up to and during the fourth quarter of the year. Hey guys, if you're new to this channel, my name is Adam Zulqarneyn. I'm an 8-figure Amazon seller and I'm the founder of ScaleItWithAds.com, which is an advertising agency based in the UK. Today's video is all about getting you prepared for what's to come. It's about planning ahead so that you're in an optimal position when search volumes and purchase volumes skyrocket. You want to be in the best position possible so that when the competition intensifies and the advertising spend shoots up, you aren't left scrambling, but rather you're at the forefront of the action. So firstly, what should you expect in the fourth quarter of the year? Increased traffic and sales. With holidays like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas and New Year's, and Amazon being at the forefront of e-commerce, there's a natural increase in shoppers leading to higher sales. December will usually be the busiest month, followed by November and then October. October is the start of Q4 and some sellers will start to see some little increases in shopper activity. Generally, these will be people who are buying decorations or Halloween specific items. This is the time where people would maybe start researching and planning their gifts and adding products to their wish lists. In November, many people start their holiday shopping early to avoid the December rush. And then you have the Black Friday towards the end of the month that brings in huge traffic and sales. And then in December, that would be all the last minute shopping and the people buying gifts, making use of the end of year sales and the discounts. What changes can you expect on the marketplace? Well, firstly, higher ad costs. With more and more sellers competing to get their products at the top of search and products to be seen by potential customers, the advertising landscape on Amazon becomes more competitive, driving up the cost of ads. There's increased demand, there's more sellers willing to invest more money with advertising, and that drives up the auction for your cost per clicks. Increased competition. So following on from the previous point, there's more sellers and more competitors trying to compete and rank their products ahead of you. The next point is delays. Q4 is notorious for shipping delays. If you think you're going to breeze through Q4 without any shipping delays, think again. Like I said, Q4 is notorious for shipping delays. Whether it's delays from your shipping coming out of China, the US or Europe, or whether the delays are inland. These delays are particularly an industry-wide expectation. And it's crucial to understand that they can occur at various points in your supply chain. Transportation companies often face bottlenecks, especially during Q4, which means that you may experience delays on simply getting your products onto a truck, let alone getting them from one warehouse to another. And then you have Amazon's FBA centers. With the increase in sales volume during the holiday season, these warehouses are receiving far more goods than usual. And let's be realistic, even the most efficient systems have their limitations. The surge in incoming inventory will naturally result in slower processing times as they can only accommodate so much work at once. So how do you prepare for all of this? First, get your products into Amazon. This is probably one of the most crucial aspects we discuss around this topic, and rightfully so. It's the importance of inventory management. All the strategies you deploy are virtually ineffective if you don't have sufficient stock, and especially when it's needed the most. Missing that window means missed sales opportunities. If your product is seasonally relevant and makes for a great gift, it's crucial to ensure that you have ample amount of stock in Amazon's warehouses. You could potentially see your sales spike up to 3 to 4 times your usual rate during this period. So how do you prepare? You can use tools like Helium 10 to gauge search volume averages for relevant keywords, and then you can examine the sales history of your competitors during the same season. This gives you a data-driven perspective of how much inventory you might actually need. Once you have these insights, align them with your own inventory situation to make well-informed decisions. By doing so, you're not just guessing, you're making strategic decisions to maximize your Q4 success. Next, you want to optimize your product listings. You really want to be able to take advantage of the spike in traffic, and you want to make sure that your listings are highly optimized so that you can take advantage of that. And we can break that down into 2 points: optimizing for clicks and optimizing for conversions. So let's start with optimizing for clicks. When it comes to driving clicks on Amazon, the primary objective is to capture the attention of potential customers as they search through Amazon. The first step in this process is ensuring visibility. To do that, you need to make sure that your product listing incorporates your top performing and relevant keywords so that your product is appropriately indexed. Once visibility is established, the next critical step is click-through rate. This largely depends on the quality and the effectiveness of your main product images. So you need to make sure that you have well thought out, high quality images so that they not only attract attention but also concisely convey the essence of your product, guiding the customer to make the all-important click. And then we move on to optimizing your listing for conversions. Once you've captured a potential customer's attention with your optimized listing and they've clicked on your product, the next crucial step is converting that click into a sale. This is where the remainder of your images, the bullet points, the reviews, and the enhanced brand content, and the rest of your listing comes to play. Make sure that they are all engaging and as persuasive as possible so that you can take advantage of that demand, so that when shoppers land on your product, they can easily make the purchasing decision and add your product to the basket. Then we move on to removing bad performing keywords. So you want to use your search term report to pinpoint underperforming or irrelevant keywords associated with your product. For example, sometimes broad match types can spell out some loosely related terms that don't really align with your product. You want to also take the time to identify any terms that are not performing so well. So these terms will be the ones that have high ACoS or have lots of clicks with no orders. You want to actively negate those not relevant and bleeding keywords so that during the high traffic peak season, your budget is only allocated to the keywords that are producing the results. Increase your bids and utilize top of search. This is all about getting your products positioned as best as possible heading towards the peak season. So you can start by incrementally increasing your bids and testing your top of search placements. Now, this strategic adjustment allows you to see the effectiveness of being placed higher in ad placements in terms of clicks, conversions, and organic rank. I'd recommend doing it a few weeks before the major holidays like Black Friday or Cyber Monday and even Prime Day so that you can gain a competitive edge, and when the inevitable surge in traffic hits, your product will be prominently positioned. As a result, you stand to benefit from increased organic traffic, thereby maximizing your sales potential for Q4. Now let's move on to the next part of the video. What things can you do leading up to Q4 to increase your performance for the peak season? Well, one thing you can do is you can split test your images and your A+ content. And this is so that you can identify what your best performing set of content is. And therefore that means you can achieve the highest click-through rate and the best possible conversion rate when the peak season hits. You can also identify keywords that you're not appearing and ranking for. You need to understand that Amazon is a search engine. People search for products they want to buy, and so the way people search for products is always changing. This is something that I realized with my own products early on, that every few months I'd find new search terms that would become really popular and increase in volume. So with this in mind, you can look to identify any longer tail keywords or phrases that you're missing out on, and then you can rank on these keywords going into Q4. Targeting holiday specific terms. Of course, a lot of this is dependent on your category and the niche of your product, But you can add keywords into your listings like Xmas gifts for women or gifts for dad. And then you can also target these types of holiday and gifting keywords in your advertising. You could target longer tail keywords like gifts for best friend or best Christmas gifts for dad or any other keywords related to your product that you can try capture traffic and sales from. You can also target weaker competition. Now, the increased traffic during Q4, it doesn't exclusively benefit the top selling items. Even the lower performing products experience a boost in visibility. So you can capitalize on this by targeting these lesser known items in your advertising strategy. The logic here is simple. While everyone is focused on outbidding each other for the top performing products, you can easily divert traffic away from these products to yours and acquire valuable digital real estate at a more economical rate by capturing the lower tier items. And this is the thing to understand. During the peak season, even these products will experience increased traffic. So that gives you an opportunity to capture a broader audience and gain additional market share. Combining with everything above, you can strategically time a lightning deal a week or two before Q4, and this is so that you can take advantage during the holiday and the gifting season. Running a lightning deal can not only give your products a short-term sales boost, but it can also help your products rank higher in Amazon's search results. And when the holiday shopping frenzy hits, your product will be positioned higher organically, and therefore it'll put you in a prime position to attract more organic sales. A higher organic position in the search results will drive increased organic sales without relying as much on high PPC traffic spend typically seen during the peak season. And the final point, make sure to increase your campaign budgets. The last thing you want to do is miss out on the gold rush of high traffic days like Black Friday and Cyber Monday by depleting your ad budget prematurely. So to avoid sabotaging yourself, it's a smart move to double down on your campaign budgets. This ensures that your ads stay visible and that you're fully capitalizing on every chance for clicks and for conversions. Trust me, you don't want to be the one leaving money on the table when shoppers are actively looking to spend. What things do you need to do to make sure you don't miss out on any opportunities? Well, you need to get your inventory shipped in time and get enough stock in before the cut-off period. You need to make sure that you're well stocked to meet any surge in demand, as running out of inventory can seriously hurt your Amazon rankings, especially during peak sales periods. If you're constrained by Amazon's storage limits, there's two ways that you could possibly approach it. You could send daily shipments within the allowed limits, or you could explore an alternative solution like using a third-party logistics company for FBA sales. Next, you want to track your budgets and make sure that you have your advertising strategy in place. So what you want to make sure of is that your advertising strategy is not just planned, but actually deployed well in advance. I can't stress enough the importance of giving your campaigns time to build. This is how you gather invaluable data that will inform your future decisions. You don't want to overlook your budget either. I make it a habit to track my daily spending on my campaigns. If I see that I'm inching closer to my budget limit, I'm proactive about increasing it by at least another 50% or whatever I'm comfortable with. Another thing that you want to do is, when you track your competition, you can see how well they are performing in comparison to you. You can use Helium 10 to see what their sales are like and where they rank over time. This information is golden because then you can see what they are doing well on and where they're slipping up on. So now you can tweak your own game plan. Maybe you notice their images and A+ content are more geared towards the festive season, and this improves their click-through and their conversion rate, and that's why their orders have increased. Or maybe you can see where they are ranking for their main keywords so that you can see where the priority of their focus is. Another thing that you can do is simply target your own ASINs. The focus here is really on brand defense, a strategy I find crucial for maintaining my brand's integrity. Instead of losing a sale when a potential customer scrolls past your product, why not give them another chance to make a purchase? Advertise a different variation or a complementary product. By doing this, you're not only increasing the likelihood of a sale, but you're also blocking competitors from capturing the customer's attention. It's a win-win. You protect your brand whilst keeping the customer in your ecosystem. What to do during the peak season? Well, firstly, monitor your data closely. When you run ads, you're basically collecting data. But here's the thing, data alone is useless. Launching an ad campaign doesn't mean that you're going to get immediate clicks or orders or any at all. This data only becomes valuable and meaningful when you analyze it and make decisions based on that data. So here's what I would suggest. Do routine checks. I recommend having a quick look at your advertising dashboard every day or two. This will help you spot anything unusual, like a campaign with an absolutely high ACOS or a very low conversion rate. You should also do a weekly deep dive. Once a week, take the time to download and filter through your data report. This will help you identify which campaigns or keywords are doing well and which ones aren't. And from there, you can cut back and remove the underperforming ones, and you can focus your resources on the ones that are working well. By staying on top of your data, you can be sure that you're heading in the right direction and that you're getting the most value out of your advertising campaigns. What else can you do during the peak period? You can also optimize your bids and your budgets. Again, this is about staying on top of what's working. If some campaigns are performing well, you can consider increasing the ad budget and maybe separating that keyword into a single keyword ad group. And if the campaign isn't getting any impressions or very little, then you can raise the bids so that your advertisement has more chances of being seen. Now, obviously, a lot of this is subjective to your product and your niche. There's no one-size-fits-all strategy in Q4. It's all about testing and acting on the data. Some products, even though they're not seasonally relevant, might grow in sales due to the sheer volume of shoppers on Amazon. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope that this video helps you set yourself up for massive success during Q4. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this topic or anything else. If you enjoyed this video, if you found any value in this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.